कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि.
My question is...
Where are you, ma'am? Okay.
Sir, what do you think of the proximity that religion and good work or good faith have in our country, in the sense that if someone turns up at my parents' place, for example, and he affiliates himself with the religious organization rather than just a normal secular or nameless organization, my parents are more likely to give him money for charity or whatever if he belongs to that. And secondly, do you think this has something to do with our tendency to not question authority figures as a whole? Like, ever since I've been a child, I've been told to keep my voice down or to keep quiet when I question something or question an authority figure.
See, you must first of all understand, a question is essentially a tool to dig deeper, to know something. That's why we question. So you must look into yourself and see, because I don't want to make a judgment about your home situation. You must look into yourself and see, are you asking a question to know, or is your question a way of making a commentary on somebody else? This is something you must be clear about. As far as I'm concerned, a question is a tool to dig deeper and know something more than what we know right now. If you want to make a comment, make a comment. Why are you making a comment in the form of a question? Don't do that, because the sanctity of a question will go away. A question is a tremendous thing. To come up with the right question, it will take a lot of intelligence. Yes? To come up with the right question which will take you to the next step of your life takes a certain amount of consideration. So do not sully the question. Questioning should not be seen as arrogance. Questioning is seen as arrogance because people are using questions to make comments. So within yourself you clear that. And if your question is a genuine question, you must definitely ask the question, because a question is a progress that humanity makes. This is why I said, all the scriptures in this culture are full of questions, no commandments. You must see the kind of questions Parvati is asking Shiva, endless amount of questions. Even today in 21st century, most wives would not dare ask questions like that. Yes, that is the kind of questioning she is doing, because this is a genuine question. She is asking because she wants to know. She is not asking because she wants to comment about him. She is asking because she genuinely wants to know. And he sees that, honors that, respects that, and answers every question to the best possible way. And certain questions which cannot be answered verbally, he puts her into a process of experience. So, I do not know who comes to your home and what is the situation, but just because you said, why can't we be normal and secular? Who said secular is normal? Let's understand the word secular. Secular means everybody has the right to do what they want and we respect that. Secular does not mean you give up everything that belongs to this culture and do what the English did and we think we are secular. No, I want you to understand. I want you to understand, even today in United States of America or UK, from where we think we imported our democracy, even today, without taking the name of their god, whatever god they believe in, nothing is done. President takes oath in the name of God, not in India. In India, we take oath in the name of the constitution. This is an incident that happened that Advaniji shared in public. He was saying, when he was just an MP and all the MPs were invited to UK, and one of the events was a dinner with the Queen. Advaniji was sitting next to Siddharth Shankar Ray, who is no more, I think. And everybody is assembled, Queen is sat down, Prime Minister sitting down, dinner is served, but everybody is waiting. So Siddharth Shankar Ray is hungry, he asks Advani, "What's happening? What are we waiting for? Queen is here, Prime Minister is here, why don't we eat?" So Advani told him, "This is not India, this is UK. The priest has to come and bless the food. Till then you can't eat it." I'm saying, we are misunderstanding secularism as a way of become irreverent towards everything. No. Secularism does not mean that. Secularism means we respect everybody's way of life. We don't think our way is superior to somebody else's ways. But we choose a certain way because we think it's better. But if somebody has to prove that is better, we're always willing to debate endlessly. There's an entire culture in Tamil Nadu where Tamil Nadu's population and especially the kings shifted from Buddhism to Jainism, Jainism to Shaivism, Shaivism to Jainism, again back to Shaivism, depending upon the sages of the time. They sat down and debated. In the debate, if the Jains convinced that this is the way, best way to do it, this will lead to better life, they all converted. And next, another generation, another sage came and that sage proved being on the Shaiva way of life is the best way to do it, everybody converted back to that. I think this is fantastic, this is what should happen. What really makes sense today, we should all do that. If somebody shows us better sense tomorrow, we will do that. Why are we stuck with this or that? Because you fixed your identity, that's the whole thing, isn't it? If your identity was not fixed, you would always be looking for what is most sensible. So just because whoever that man or woman who comes to your house, maybe they're dressed in a particular way, they belong to a certain creed or whatever, what you should do is, you should listen, do they make sense or don't make sense? Even if they don't make sense to you, maybe they're making sense in a way that you don't understand. So that is when you must ask questions. Questions not to denigrate them, questions because you're longing to know what is the truth. If you are clear that your only goal is that you want to know the truth about life, you want to constantly move from confusion to clarity, if this is very, very clear to you, this is all you intend to do. You are not interested whether somebody is right or wrong. You want to constantly move to higher and higher levels of clarity and truth within yourself. Then you can question anybody you want, you can ask me questions, no problem.
Namaskar, Sadhguru. Actually, I want to know what is the duration of human birth cycle?
What is that?
Duration of human birth cycle. And how does it affect the next birth, the good karma and bad karma? How the shawl records the bad karma and good karma?
Where are you? Oh, okay. Because somebody announced that was the last question. Okay.
Sorry for that.
No, please.
Yeah, so I want to know what is the duration of human birth cycle and how it does affect the next birth. Like people say the good karma will affect in next birth and bad karma will affect in next birth.
Well…
And how our shawl records that bad karma and good karma. And like you gave the example of a kid, like in starting itself the baby have the ego kind of thing, right? So how it can happen without teaching the ego this thing or something like that?
Oh, okay. See, let's understand this word karma. Karma means action. Is it true, as you sit here, Your physical body is doing some action, you must say yes or no.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Is it true your mental action also is happening?
Yes.
Some level of emotional action also happening? Some level of energy also in activity. So there are four dimensions of karma that you're performing every moment of your life, both in wakefulness and sleep. Four dimensions of karma are functioning. Now, depending on what type of karma you're performing right now, karma need not necessarily mean you have to go and do something. You're sitting here, what kind of thought process you have, does it not determine how your evening will be? Forget about next life. Is it true today how you thought and what kind of emotions you went through will affect how you are tomorrow? Will it or will it not? It will. So your karma won't wait till next lifetime. You're assuming too many things that you will have one more life. Without assumptions, if you look at it, every action that we do, the residual impact of that remains within us. Or in other words, when you perform physical, mental, emotional and energy activity, you are unconsciously building a software of your own. This both helps you and restricts you. On one level, because of certain type of thought and emotion and activity, you become geared to be able to do certain type of activity effortlessly. At the same time, that also becomes your limitation. So every karma that you perform, let's understand the word karma. Karma means action. Nobody can live here without action. The moment you are born, action has begun, isn't it? Till you fall dead, action is on and on. Either conscious action or unconscious action is the only question, but action is always on. From today morning, since you woke up till this moment, how much of your mental karma are you conscious about? What do you think is the percentage? Believe me, it's well below 1%. So when 99% of the karma is unconscious, obviously you think life is accidental. If you enhance the conscious karma from 1% to let's say 3%, suddenly you feel like you've been liberated because so many things are absolutely clear within you. So what you need to strive for is not worry about what will happen to you in your next life when you don't even know whether there's a next life. Whether there's a next life or not is just your belief. The reality is right now you're alive, and the quality of your life is essentially decided by these four karmas. What kind of thought, what kind of emotion, what kind of physical action, what kind of energy action. Is it not determining the quality of your life? Hello? Yes. So your karma is taking effect right now, not in next life. Right now it is taking effect. You are an engineer, means what? That is the karma you performed 5 years, you did karma, now you have it. Some people did not bother with the karma, they are not, they are something else. So, when you were sitting and doing the bad karma of studying for your examination, somebody who was partying thought you were stupid, yes? But after 10, 20 years, life shows up in a completely different way. Then people will realize, oh, I did the wrong karma, now I should do the right karma, he did the right karma, so he got this. I'm saying, if you are conscious of how your thought should be, how your emotion should be, how your action should be, this is not by some moral code, this is by the fundamental intrinsic nature of the human being. This is what I'm saying is the difference between morality and consciousness. Not because somebody told you, thou shalt not kill this person, I'm not killing him right now. It never occurred to me that I have to kill him. Such teachings are not relevant to me because it never occurred to me that I have to rob what she is wearing, that I have to kill this man, or I have to do something else to this person. This never occurred to me because I kept my humanity up all the time. If you let your humanity sleep, your memory sinks back into your evolutionary levels and you start behaving like a beast. But unfortunately, with an excessive intelligence for a beast. If you had the same intelligence that a snake has or a alligator or a crocodile has, you wouldn't be so dangerous. You're okay, we know how to deal with you. But the problem is, with this level of intelligence which evolution has given you, now if you sink back to the level of unconscious that a crocodile is, that whatever it sees it wants to snap, now you become quite a terrible possibility. So because evolution has pushed you up, it is time that you consciously keep yourself higher than your intelligence. Do you understand? You must keep yourself above your intelligence. When you keep yourself above your intellect or your buddhi, then we say you are a Buddha. That means you have become a dhada to your buddhi, that means you're above your buddhi, you have become a master of your intelligence. Only if you're a master of your intelligence will work for you. Otherwise, it could very easily work against you. When I say it works against you, you are experiencing a little bit of stress right now. This means your intelligence is working against you. You are experiencing depression, your intelligence is working against you. You are experiencing fear, your intelligence is working against you, because all these things, it is because of your intelligence you're creating these things. If I took away half your brain, you won't have stress, you won't have fear, you won't have nothing. So the problem is your brain. If we take away your brain, you will be fine, absolutely peaceful. Isn't it so? But that's not a solution. That is not a solution. So, you have already evolved into a certain level of intellect. The only way this intellect will function for your well-being and everybody's well-being is, you must be above that. If you really become above that, we say you are a Buddha. If you are in it, you are a non-stop suffering human being. Whatever happens, you will suffer. Whatever does not happen, you will suffer. If you are below that, not too many problems, but then we call you Buddhu. Thank you very much.